Hello beautiful people, welcome back. Zombie is an indispensable monsters in today's popular culture, whether it's a movie, in a game or a novel. But have you ever wondering what's the origin of zombies, and is there zombies in real life? Well, in today's video, we are going over the topic, zombie, and before we start, please make sure to drop a like and also subscribe if you are new. Anyways, let's begin. First, the origin of zombies can be divided into three parts. Witchcraft, virus, parasitic. The origin of zombies were started in an African country called Benin, and there is a religion in this country called voodoo. Voodoo is a really famous and popular religion in West African. According to legend, voodoo wizards can resurrect the dead. And those dead won't be able to have autonomous consciousness after resurrection, and these are what we called zombie. During the 15th century, many Western colonizers selling African to America to become a slave, going on to 17th century, South America, were also been colonized by France and Spain. Most of the African slave were being transferred to South America. Among them, there are parts of the African slave were come from Benin. In the year 1804, the Republic of Haiti were finally being independent. During that time, most of the white locals in Haiti were escaped back to Europe and bring the legend of zombie back to Europe. Because of this, adventurers from all over the world went to Haiti. Many various stories were brought back by adventurers and turns out as a movie, novel. Because of this, zombie becomes European monsters. Actually, voodoo wizards using tetrodotoxin, causing the victim to be unconscious. Among them, these voodoo wizards will hypnosis these victim, and these medicine were been called as zombie powder. After that, wizards are going to poison his victim, causing those victim to be suspended animation. After the funeral, these wizards are going to exhume the victim's body. In order to destroy their memory system, these wizards will put a stick in their victim's head. These victim will obedient to their new masters. In the famous game, Resident Evil, there is a company called Umbrella. They create a virus called T-virus. In real life, there is also a substance called prion. These substance can be causing biological species transfer to a zombie. You might be seen somewhere few years ago, there is zombie deer starts appear in America. But what does zombie deer actually mean? Zombie deer means deers were being infected by CWD, chronic wasting disease. So what is CWD? CWD is a disease of the brain and central nervous system that is always fatal to infected members of the deer family. It's a contagious disease, and once it's introduced to an area, it can spread quickly within a deer population. There's no vaccine, no cure, and it's virtually impossible to eliminate. Once it's been established, deer suffering from CWD don't show signs of it for 1.5 to 3 years. However, at the latter stage of the disease, deer will be extremely skinny, sickly, and have lost their natural weariness of people. Once these signs appear, the animal usually dies within months. CWD is caused by a naturally occurring protein called a prion, like what we talking before, that mutates. These abnormal prions multiply and cause widespread damage to the brain and central nervous system. One way the disease spreads is through an infected deer coming into direct contact with another one deer can also become infected. When browsing an area contaminated by CWD prions, an infected animal can shed CWD prions onto the landscape through its feces, urine, saliva. And these CWD prions persist in the environment for years. Even after a prescribed burn, CWD is a concern because it could substantially reduce deer populations. Currently, though, there is no scientific evidence that CWD can be transmitted to humans. The theory that humans become zombies after being parasitism has gradually become mainstream in recent years. A game from few years ago, The Last of Us, is quote the method of parasitism, and this game is actually referred to the real world around 48 million years ago in a warm subtropical forest in what's now Germany. Zombies were on the march. These zombies were ants, and their bodies and behavior were no longer under their control. They had become infected with the spores of a fungus that was now growing inside them. This fungus was actually manipulating their movements, forcing them to do something they'd never ordinarily do. Strange and specific, the ants abandoned their colony, climbed up a nearby plant onto the underside of one of its sleeves, and bit down hard on the leaves' veins, locking themselves into place. This behavior is known as the death grip, and as the name suggests, it's the last thing these ants would ever do. Soon the fungus sprouted, probably from their heads, releasing spores to infect new hosts. These infected ants were actually Cordyceps sinensis, and scientists were mentioned that parasites and fungus will absolutely possible to infect humans, so one day the game, The Last of Us, will happen in reality. With that being said, is there zombie in real life? Well, there isn't any zombie being found in real life, but there is something similar to zombie that actually happens in reality. In 2009, the United States Department of Defense created a program that planned to defeat zombie. And yes, you heard that right. And it named as Complan 8888. This program includes several types of zombies, including pathogenic zombies, radiation zombies, evil magic zombies and vegetarian zombies. Each type of zombie has unique characteristics that the military would need to consider. This program also includes the three main parts: witchcraft, virus, parasitic. In 2011, CDC also announced a guide to defeat zombies, which makes us feel zombies outbreak will actually happen in reality. And there is also another incident that's similar to zombie, which is bath salt. So what is bath salt? Bath salts are a human-made stimulant chemically related to cathinins. Cathinins are found in the cat plant, which is a plant in East Africa and southern Arabia. People chew on it and get like a mild stimulant. People use bath salts. Typically they can swallow it, snort it, smoke it. After having bath salts, some of the side effects are paranoia, extreme and unreasonable distrust of others, increased friendliness, increased sex drive, panic attacks, increased heart rate, violent behavior, reduced control of movements, which makes you act like a zombie. Also, in 2012, Miami Police Department shot and killed a man face-eating attack a president on the street. And it is caused by bath salt. Have you ever wondering what will happen when there is a zombie outbreak? Well, first, we need to know, most of the time contagious virus are only bloodborne, very few of them were airborne, and then is how fast can a human transfer to a zombie?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Trains in the station.
Some of them only last than 10 to 20 seconds. Some of them takes ages, and is actually a really important point that how fast can a human transfer to a zombie. If is really fast, then it will makes a bunch of zombies really quickly, but is actually easier to control the epidemic. No matters is isolation, treatment, because the transfer is quick enough to identify humans and zombies. But if the transfer is slow, some people will choose to hide even they already getting infected. This might cause virus being spread to isolation area or other countries and is really unfair to those healthy humans. Slow transfer makes you hard to identify humans and zombies. If it is an emergency, military might use indiscriminate force. For example, they might nuke the whole area. Loud sounds usually attract zombies. You will even notice that if you play FPS games, zombies were actually really stupid. They will only make a threat to humans if they're bunch of zombies, so it means that if there are not enough zombies, it will really hard to make a threat to humans. And last, we can totally tell from COVID, anti-epidemic measure wasn't that well. Some selfish countries chosen to sacrifice the health of their citizens and refuse to shut the borders, makes COVID spread everywhere around the world, and I probably don't have to say which country. You will also see there isn't enough supplies, such as foods and medicines. In that case, if there is a zombie outbreak in real life, I can tell is definitely unimaginable. Well, I hope you guys learned something new, and again, if you like this video make sure to comment down below. The next conspiracy video will probably a 9/11 video, and don't forget to follow my Instagram. Peace out.